What's up, everybody? Welcome into Doc's Daily. It is Thursday, October 16th. I'm Detroit Lenny. It's Robert Ferringo joining me. It is Thursday. We are live, full effect. Doc's Daily, Monday through Friday, 1 o'clock Eastern. Saturday is 11 a.m. Like to get out in front of those college football Saturday games. Hockey's back, full effect since the last time we talked, Robert. Robert's already got free pick videos out or scheduled out to be released on the NBA. He is ahead of the game for sure. We got big college football weekend. We got a full slate of hockey today. Playoff baseball. It's like what now is like the time when we talk about bankroll management. You got to manage your time as well. Where are you putting it? You know. Thanks for joining us, Robert. Though, what do you got going on today? How's everything going for you?
Oh,
we missed
great,
you last.
Man. Great. I know. I was at a wedding. One of the Straight Point Sports guys got married last weekend, so I was involved with it. Yeah, I know. I try to tell him, man.
I'm happy. By the way, my wife sometimes might watch the show, so I'm happily married. For my anniversary is Monday, actually, the 20th.
Congratulations!
8 years. 8 years.
Nice.
Yeah, over under. I cast you over easily. By the way,
is the same advice I have for all aspiring husbands: is you have to ask yourself, do you want to be married or do you want to be right? That's it. That's it. Do you want to be married or do you want to be right? If you want to be right, don't bother. In terms of what I have going on today, NHL, I got about 5 or 6 small 1-unit and 1-2-unit NHL plays going on. Off to a good start. I'm up almost plus 1,600. Already hit back-to-back 7-unit plays on Monday and Tuesday. Of course, I am working. I have 3 straight winning hockey years. I don't know how that happens. I will admit that I am not listen, I'll tell you the things I'm good at. I'll tell you the things I'm not good at. But I have just become a good hockey handicapper. I wasn't in my younger years. It's not something that comes naturally to me, but the numbers don't lie. So yeah. I'm gonna keep riding that streak. Other than that, it's a lot of NBA stuff. Earlier this week, I got myself thrown off my football schedule a little bit, putting in college basketball work. That's happening in less than 3 weeks. Those packages are available. So a lot of prep time. Obviously, prep for this football weekend. I like a lot more than I should, I feel like, this weekend. But it's going to be a big one. Probably have about 35 plays.
I think I feel like that every weekend. Like I end up liking more than I should. And, going into the week, I'm like, all right, we're going to keep it low, slow and low. That is the tempo. Mm-hmm. The Beastie Boys taught me that. So I try to go into that like on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and we just gone. But we're speaking about college basketball packages being available at the website. You can also get a free $60 account. Links in the description of the video, docsports.com/free60. You click on it, take you right over to the website. You can sign up for that. You get free $60 account. Use any way you want on those college basketball packages, on a week pass this weekend, whatever you want to do. College and NFL football is together. That's the football package. So that's a bonus value for you. You're not buying just college football or just NFL. It's all one big happy go lucky bunch. Free $60 account. Links in the description of the video. Become a member. It's $4.99 and up. We don't give out members only jackets. You have to supply your own. I tell you guys this all the time. Stop DMing me pictures and sizes. You can't. I'm not buying you one. You got to buy your own. It's $4.99 a month. That's all I'm going to say. Doc's Daily. All right. NHL. It's funny you say that. You've become an NHL guy last couple of years. I've always been an NHL guy, but over the last couple of years, I found myself swaying away from sides and totals and more into the prop market of NHL.
Okay.
And it has changed the game for me in NHL. I've always been a decent handicapper in NHL, I think. Anyway, I've been profitable. But the NHL prop market is like when we talk about WNBA props or kicker props in the NFL or something like softer prop lines, the NHL is like, it's almost too good to be true. And it started off really hot for me. And I've been doing like first couple days, 1 unit. Then now I'm into the 2 unit on some props. And today I have my first 3 unit on a prop. And it's already cashed for me once this week. So I'm going right back to the well. But I think those NHL props are really a lucrative.
Yeah, that's not an area. That's not an area where odds makers are putting a lot of time, focus, and energy. I mean, you kind of mentioned it. We're entering this like Bermuda Triangle here, where we have all of the sports like coalescing at one time, right? The odds makers only have so much time. They only have so much focus. There's only so many hours in a day. So they're going to prioritize where they are getting the most action. That's still going to be football. And again, in a few weeks, if you think that prop market is soft now, just wait a few weeks when basketball is in full swing. Now, the corollary to that is, though, the longer the season goes, the more data points that they have to create those props based on
numbers will adjust.
Yeah, stuff like that. So you lose a little bit of value. That's why I've always been a big fan. Like, I hit whatever sport it is, I hit it hard and I hit it early. Some people like to wait. They like to be patient. Like, give me a month. Let me see how things shake out and kind of find my footing. No, I'm a big believer that you put in your work before the season and then you hit it hard before
hit the ground running.
Yeah, before the odds makers, because they're at the disadvantage too. They don't have any information to base anything on. So if you're well prepared going into sports like NBA, college basketball, stuff like that, you can take advantage of some of the things. Like in the NHL, the Boston Bruins are kind of a perfect example. Like, they've been a really big surprise team, right? I still don't think that the books have adjusted to the fact that this team is going to be a little bit better than people think. They're still almost plus 200 today against Vegas. Vegas just wrapped up that 3-game road trip. Their defense has been very suspect to start the season, and Boston's had a lot of success out in Vegas. I think they've won 4 of their last 5 games in Vegas, so they're not scared of a little road trip. So, you're still getting early season value on some underdogs that you might not be able to in another month or two.
I'm a draw better too. I like to dabble in the draw game. You can really get in hockey some very evenly matched teams coming off even similar rest situations, everything like that. Scott B coming in hot. How about the Mariners? I think the Blue Jays just hit another home run. Boy, oh boy. I mean, I don't want to say saw that coming, but I didn't think the Mariners were gonna roll the Toronto Blue Jays. I didn't think they're gonna roll them. I don't know if the Blue Jays come back and win this series. I'm not saying that, but they look good last night. I'm the guy, by the way, raise your hand if you had George Kirby over 4.5 strikeouts. Guess how many he had? Like, first inning he had 2. And I was like, oh, hell yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
Coming out hot. Let's go, George. I go to the bathroom. I got to go to my wife gets home groceries. I'm helping unload groceries. Now it's the 3rd inning. And it's like 7-2 or something. I'm like, holy shit, what happened, George? But yeah, so that went downhill.
I'm still salty about baseball just because I wanted to let an 8-unit fly earlier this week. Ooh. And I actually got scared off by another handicapper having a big play in the game. I like the Dodgers in game 2. I loved the Dodgers in game 2 in that one. And I don't even think I posted a play on it. Like, all weekend, I'm looking at that series. I saw the Dodgers win the first game. I'm like, dude, they're not going to be stopped. I want to believe Milwaukee. I bet them in the last series against Philadelphia, and I was like, I won't be surprised if they don't lose another game the rest of the playoffs. They're just so much. They will. I know they will lose another game, but they're just so much better than everyone. Like, they're gonna wreck whoever comes out of the American League. Like, I just give it to them now. Just say everybody save themselves time. Like the Dodgers are just way better than everyone.
I say that, when you say that, I totally agree. And I think that the only way the Dodgers do lose a game is when they decide to take a night off, kind of. And you've seen it during the regular season. They will just take a stretch off, and just kind of like, whatever. I think the Dodgers actually do that. I mean, I know we think a lot of teams do that, and that a lot of times that bites them in the ass. They can't, just flip the switch on and off. The Dodgers seem to be very successful flipping a switch.
Well, Their bullpen is a little shaky and is a little suspect. If they lose a game, it's going to be because they give one away in the late innings. That is kind of their Achilles heel, but they're still Achilles, right? The greatest warrior ever. Like they're not going to give away a series. And you mentioned about flipping a switch. Like, yeah, I kind of agree with you, but I have talked about this many, many, many times on this show and other doc shows. This is what happens with champions. You win a championship. When you come back the next season, you don't have the same level of urgency because now you understand that your career, your dynasty, your whatever is going to be defined by what you do in the playoffs. So that's where the focus is. So to spin that back to the NHL, we have a team in Florida that's going for a three-peat, right? Like that's not a normal thing.
It's not a regular thing.
You don't see that. They will not be the number one seed this year. I bet they finish like fourth. I bet they end up finishing like fourth in the East because they're not going to max out during the regular season. You're going to find value betting against the Panthers. They've lost both of their road games to start the season. I just don't think that they're going to prioritize the regular season. Why? Because they know that they are going to be defined on whether or not they can get that third straight Stanley Cup. They don't care about the President's Trophy. They don't care about home ice advantage and stuff like that. Like the Dodgers were the same way. They didn't care about winning the division or getting any of that. They just were like, okay, let's make the playoffs and then here we go.
New season. Yeah. And Florida, I mean, they're missing some key parts right now early in the season, and they're not worried. Nobody's hitting the panic button after 5-6 games 1 week in the NHL by any means. So I mean, Florida's going to be one of those spots. You know what I like to bet in Florida? I like to bet unders with Florida. Panthers unders are a thing. Just because they play defense.
Mm-hmm.
They're one, and I say that, and you would think that's a crazy statement. It's not that crazy at the NHL today. It's not the NHL in the 90s. It's the NHL now where it's a lot of open. You see in 6.5 totals out there. 6.5 used to be enormously high totals. I remember when 5.5 was a staple across the board. You'd see 4.5s on a match on some games. Now you're seeing 6s, 6.5s is like the new norm. 7, that's a high number. But then you get games like, I mean, I think Buffalo's the Sabres scored 8 goals, got their first win last night, scored 8 goals.
Had them.
And the Blackhawks, by the way, the Sabres and the Blackhawks are on I won't say they're horrible teams, but they're on the bottom tier of teams, and they both scored 8 goals last night.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? I mean, and I consider St. Louis, I think St. Louis is going to be a scrappy team this year.
I had Buffalo and I had St. Louis on the puck line last night. 2+ money plays. I was like, okay, if I win one of these, I have a profitable night. One of them, or they were both no doubters. One of them for me, and one of them, one of them against me. But that's the way it goes. And my free play. If you guys are looking for a free play, I almost did this in my rated plays, but I didn't, honestly, because I didn't want any pushback. I didn't want customer service to have to deal with it. But tonight, I'm going to bet both sides of a game. Just stay with me here for a second, okay?
I'm intrigued.
I am going to take Edmonton on the puck line. So -1.5, +145 over the Islanders, okay? But then I also think you should take the Islanders on the money line. Maybe even think about Islanders in regulation, because them on the money line is +145. Them to win in regulation is probably going to be around +2 bills. Okay, so here we have a situation where you have 2+ money bets, because the way I see this matchup is that one of two things are going to happen. Either Edmonton is going to have a letdown after that 2-0 win against the Rangers. Tough game. They're fat and happy right now because Edmonton's play well. If they have a little bit of letdown, and if you look at the money line in this game, like 90 to 95% of the action is coming in on Edmonton, and why wouldn't it, right? One of the best teams in hockey. And the Islanders would probably look like the worst team in hockey. That money line has come down all morning, like heavy reverse line movement for the Islanders. So one of two things is going to happen. Either Edmonton's going to show up tonight and they're going to beat the piss out of the Islanders because they're just that bad, and that game's going to be like 4-1, and they're going to cover that puck line and pay out plus money, or they're going to have that letdown. The Islanders are going to break through and get that first win. You mentioned it. It's not like we haven't seen upset. Chicago was plus 200 to win yesterday, and they scored 8 goals and doubled up. And the Islanders get that first win. So this is the thing I like about hockey, is that you can create a lot of plus money situations like I did last night. I took Buffalo. I took St. Louis. I wasn't planning on winning both of those games. I didn't need to win both of those games.
You need to win both those games
to show a profit. Same thing here. The only way you get beat is if Edmonton wins by 1 goal. And you know what? If they thread that needle and they win 3-2, then you lost. You lost bet. Right. I lose bets all the time. Not a big deal. But I think taking Edmonton and taking the Islanders, Edmonton minus 1.5, and then the Islanders on the puck line, I think you're going to show a profit. It's not going to be a big profit, but hey, winning's winning. Fair.
And listen, like you can get, like I'm looking at it right now, and it's Edmonton minus 1.5 plus 150. I'm looking at Caesars. That's just my go-to some stuff. Sure. Okay, you chop your lines, folks. Caesars at Edmonton minus 1.5 plus 150. Islanders money line plus 145. So you're 5 cents off. You bet $100
on both sides.
Right.
Okay. You can make $50.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So that's in hockey. Oh man.
And what are the Islanders to win in regulation?
Oh wait, wrong game.
And I wouldn't do that just because that closes some doors on what the payout is. But if you're getting plus 200 on that, think about that. Because again, either Edmonton's going to kill them,
right,
or they just don't show up to play. And I think the Islanders get one. So that's how I would play that.
Look, I gotta look that up somewhere else.
That's all right. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
But yeah, I mean, and I'll tell you what, I live bet. I know people won't do this and I'm going to tell you to do it, and they won't do it. But watch a hockey game. If you just so happen to be watching a hockey game, you want easy money. You just want about 8 minutes left in the game. You should have known who is controlling the game. If it's a 1-goal game, bet the other team live to win by 1.5 goals, because you're going to get an empty net. If you really think, I've made money on just getting empty net goals real quick, real live, 100, and you can run that and easily, or cash some live totals if you think you're going to get an empty net goal. Totals is kind of a better way to take that, because then if you tie goal, then it's still you're catching the over anyway. So Scott says he's not afraid he's taking the Mariners and he ain't scared. And he's also on the Bengals. You're nuts. I'm just saying.
I mean, look, you say that, but each of the last 2 weeks, we've had upsets in the Thursday night games. And 3 straight weeks, the underdog has covered in the Thursday night game, because in week 3, Miami covered. Okay. Oh, sorry. Then Seattle, which they opened as an underdog on the road and then closed as a -1 favorite. But for the sake of argument, we'll call that an early underdog. So that's 2 in a row. San Francisco wins outright, and then the Giants win outright. So we've had 4 straight underdog covers on Thursday night. Look, weird things happen on Thursday night games. They just do. That's why I don't love betting them. Pittsburgh is not as good as their record. Okay.
Agreed.
Like, let's be clear about that. They're not as good as their record states they are. Last week they got like one of the best situational advantages you're ever going to see playing against the Browns. The Browns played at Detroit, then they played over in London, and then they're on the road for then no bye week. 3rd straight week, they got to go to Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh was off of a bye. That should have been my game of the year right there, just because of that situational advantage.
The stars did line up for that. Yeah.
Yeah. Pittsburgh has been benefiting from that stuff, a lot this season. That being said, I am with you. I'm not betting on Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco's a loser, period. End of sentence. He's terrible. I don't care that he covered it last week against Green Bay. The guy shouldn't be starting. He's not an NFL caliber quarterback right now. Like, he's bad. He wasn't good enough to be the Browns starting quarterback. Let that tell you everything.
That should say that's to say it all. I'm on the Steelers team total, I think, and I think I'm on the over too. I like a couple props in there, but they're all like DK Metcalf related, some stuff like that, but nothing crazy. I'm definitely more invested in the hockey. I love hockey as a Hockey is a very close second to my favorite sport to bet on. I will say, yeah, I come from a hockey family. I mean, I come from, like, we all played hockey. I'm into hockey. I mean, football will always be my first love, and baseball just gets me through the summer. Baseball's my side chick, but that's okay. But hockey is a good time for me.
What is that Steelers team total, by the way?
23 and a half. 24 and a half is the consensus line. It opened at 23.
I don't love that. I don't love that number at 24 and a half. They've been right around that the last 3 weeks against 3 good defenses. So maybe against a bad defense. I got to be honest with you. I didn't even look at the props in this game. I've been high. I hit my 8-unit prop of the year on Monday night. I've hit 5 straight. I think I'm 15-4, like plus 5,000 with my props. I didn't even look at this. I don't trust. Again, I don't love Thursday.
I don't love this game, right?
There's just a lot of shaky stuff. I will say something though, that when I did my rewatch on all of the games on Monday, Aaron Rodgers looked good, man. He's looking better every week. Like, he was extraordinarily accurate. His accuracy, his timing. He had a couple of cheeky little flip throws where he's scrambling out and does that. So, like, he's definitely feeling more comfortable. And they've faced 3 pretty good defenses in a row in New England, Minnesota. No, I don't think that's right. Who are they? Yeah, New England, Minnesota, and Cleveland. Three good defenses in a row that they played, and they've managed 20 points. Now they're facing their first bad defense that they faced really all season. So, Aaron Rodgers, of his touchdown passes tonight, might be at like 1.5, something like that. I think I would look there. Washington, I don't know what Washington's receiving yards are. Their big fat tight end there. I would go under whatever that is, if that's in the 20s. He had a big game last week. I would go against him in this game. But yeah, I think Aaron Rodgers looked good, man. If his touchdowns are at 1.5, I think I would take the over on that.
I like what Scott said here. DK 2+ touchdowns. I don't know about that. Or DraftKings is 2+. Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. I'm on Metcalf. He's got a touchdown in the last 4 weeks, 4 or 5 games. He's got a touchdown. Seems to be Aaron Rodgers against a terrible Bengals secondary. Just give the big fella 1. It's like plus 140, and it's a small play. It's like I think I only played 1 unit on it, and I'm just playing around because I want action on the Thursday night football game. And that's about it. But hold real quick, Frank. Yes, this is exactly. We just can't have a result where Edmonton wins by 1. When you were talking about the Seattle. Or not Seattle.
If they win by 1, you lose your bet.
We lose everything. Yeah, yes, you're correct. We just can't have that result. Everything else we're golden on.
I'm okay with it. That's why it's betting though. Like, literally any other result you show that, except for that one extraordinarily specific result. Yeah. That's why I like the play.
That makes sense. And coming back from England, I mean, I'm not overly. I don't like this Pittsburgh Cincinnati game, even if it was on Sunday. I don't like this. I don't like this matchup. I didn't bet anything on the Pittsburgh Cleveland game either. I tend to stay away from those games. It's not my best division, so it is what it is. There is a college football game on, and as excited as I was for college football all week, there hasn't been a good game on yet. I mean, Wednesday, Tuesday, I was on Western Kentucky, so I'm still bitter. Okay, so whatever. They get blown out by Florida FIU. Like, whatever. And then last night, there wasn't anything great on. And then tonight, there's Tulsa, East Carolina. I'd rather watch Stallone in Tulsa King.
Yeah, just take the, I know people want football during the midweek, but look, man, and some people specialize in these leagues that, Maction and the Sun Belt, these teams, I ignore. I don't even look at these Tuesday and Wednesday lines. Like, these bad teams and these bad conferences, there's just no stability to their performance. A different team shows up every single week for some of these teams. It's not worth your time. And like, you don't want to bleed out your bankroll losing, 1 or 2 units here on a Tuesday night game, and then 1 or 2 units here on a Wednesday night game, just because you want action. Like you said, there's hockey. NBA starts next Tuesday. Like, there's other sports that are going to be coming. If you want to bet just to bet, like, I don't know. I have no respect for that.
You can find something else. Yeah, you can find something else.
Like, like, I'm in it for money. I'm in this as a professional. I understand people just want the entertainment and enjoyment, but it's like, if you can't keep it in your pants for one night, like come on,
keep it together, man.
Right.
Like, I just had something funny. I forget what the hell. I was literally had something to say, and I just
that's all right.
Totally
I feel like I should have looked at these prop lines just so I could have answered any questions. But if anybody's out there and has Darnell Washington in front,
I can look him up real quick. But this, Jack, Robert just froze on me too.
But that's not the norm for him. He gets blanked more than he really like shows up.
You froze, so you got to say
25 and a half is his number. I definitely like the under. We haven't seen much Pat Fryermuth. If you want like an anytime touchdown scorer, maybe knock on that wall. Andre Iasavius, I think that's his name for the Bengals. He's their number 3 receiver, maybe over 17 and a half. If this game goes according to plan, Pittsburgh is ahead. Cincinnati's going to have to throw the ball a lot. They can't run the ball at all. Like, I noticed in week 1 with Cincinnati, I was like, wow, they're really dedicated to that like inside trap running game. They've stayed dedicated to it, and it absolutely is not working for them.
No, I'd have ditched that at halftime of the first game.
You wonder if they're going to make the call and bring Brian Callahan back. Now that Brian Callahan has some time on his hands, wonder if Cincinnati makes the call and tries to drag him back.
Real quick, Jack. Yep. Yes, I'm not on the puck line. I'm on Avalanche in regulation. It's like -110. So I went that route. I'm in regulation better rather than in puck line in some situations. Also, some books do offer the -1 alternative line. I'm not opposed to that either, but that's like, you have to get it on an even like 1. And I think it's really only like, I don't know if it's DraftKings or FanDuel, one of them, but shop your lines. Somebody offers like just a 1, but it's like 1 or 2 books. It's not very frequently found, but in 60 minutes in regulation, you can find that everywhere. And I like the Avs in regulation tonight, but
early in the season like this, I'm just all about plus money value, because you see this in literally every sport. The first 2 weeks of any sport, it's just goofy, man. Like weird things just happen. The bad teams don't know that they're bad yet. Like the good teams,
they still have hope.
They're going to the playoffs. They're just like, we're not going to stress about this stuff. So that's why I'm playing more puck lines. But I'm with you. Like, come January, I'm much more likely to play a win in regulation than I am a puck line. But right now, you're getting plus 175, plus 185 on some of these.
Right.
Like,
hey, take a shot.
Screw it. Like again, we see like 7-3, 8-4. Like, we're seeing all kinds of goofy kind of scores. All right.
I don't like this. I don't like this.
I don't like that either.
I don't like that.
I like the other way. On that. I like Boston plus 1.5, and I like Boston on the money line. Again, you're getting 2-1. Them getting plus 1.5 is at like -130, -135, somewhere around there. I think Boston's playing well. I think the market has been slow to react to them playing well. Vegas is another team that is kind of like taking a more long-term approach. They didn't play very well. They haven't played well defensively. They didn't play really well on their road trip. I think 3 of Vegas's 4 games have been 1-goal games that they've either won or lost. So, and I hit a 7-unit play on them against Calgary, because I was like, look, they're going to light somebody's ass up. They got too much offensive talent, and they did. 100%. But even in that game, they didn't look that good against Calgary. I mentioned the stat earlier. Boston has won 4 out of their last 5 games in Vegas. These are 2 teams that don't play each other a lot, so not a ton of familiarity. And this just kind of fits into my early season thing where underdogs and unlikely scenarios is what I'm all about.
I'll tell you what, I'm on the over 6 in this game, and because I think I can push it. That's why, really. And Vegas is one of those teams I'm going to attribute them to, like similar to Colorado. Colorado's better. But we talked about the Dodgers and just being able to get in the playoffs and know what they have to do. They play the regular season to get to the playoffs because they know what they have to do there. I think the Colorado Avalanche is similar to that in the NHL. I think the Florida Panthers are along that. A poor man's version of that is the Vegas Golden Knights. They will make the playoffs. They know they're going to be. They have the talent and everything like that, but they're just going to start slow. They'll be a bet against team in some spots early in the season for me. And their defense is suspect as hell. So I like overs in their games anyway, because they have the offensive power and their defense sucks, which usually leans to the over,
All right, Scott B asked about a couple college games I do want to touch on real quick. Alabama and over 58. I don't really do much with college totals. I am going to be playing Alabama -8 against Tennessee. I haven't seen Tennessee show up on the road, and Alabama's just on a little bit of a heater, man. They just keep cashing tickets, so I'm just going to keep riding that. He also asked, Ohio State covers Saturday over Wisconsin. Wisconsin is a tire fire right now, so no bet against them is a bad bet. However, check the weather. There's bad weather in the Midwest for Saturday. That's going to impact that USC Notre Dame game. Like I'm going to release the under on that. I can't believe that's still over 60. That is going to come down. Bad weather, Purdue Northwestern. That game's going to be impacted. Bad weather, Ohio State, Wisconsin. That total is low. I wrote it down. I think it's like 47 maybe like something like that. Still under. Like, I feel like the market hasn't reacted yet to some of these bad weather situations, and they're going to. It's 41.5. Okay, Ohio State at Wisconsin. If that game's 27-10, would that surprise you? Or 27-6, something like that? That sounds about right. Penn State, Iowa is another game where weather is going to be a factor, and Texas A&M, Arkansas, weather is going to be a factor. So if you can get out ahead of some of these line movements that are coming, like I said, that USC Notre Dame game, that total is going to be like 56.5, 57 by kickoff. Okay, I can pretty much guarantee you that right there. So, make sure that you're checking out the weather before you go laying out on some of these totals and some of these favorites too. Some of these like big favorites that have to cover 3-4 touchdown lines. If the weather is bad, they're just not going to be able to extend leads the way that they can.
I'm on the same boat, but again, the poor man's version in the MAC. Some of these games in Bowling Green, in Miami, Ohio. I think there's another one that's I think in I can't remember where, Toledo, I think, but in or around like that Midwest area, not going to be great weather. So look, one of them total, I think is like 42.5. That's ridiculously low because of that weather. So there, somebody else asked about Louisville.
Okay, can Louisville hang with Miami? All right. I'm like, this one is begging for a teaser on Miami. Here's the thing about this, okay? Like, I don't think that this one is a play but a teaser for either side. All right, on Louisville, like, this is Jeff Brom. This is where he eats. Jeff Brom has been a fantastic big underdog, whether it was Purdue, whether it's been at Louisville. Like, this is Jeff Brom's role as a big underdog. Louisville has talent. They have some athletes. Okay. So there's a lot to like. Also, Miami, they beat Florida. Then they went bye week, beat Florida State, bye week. So Miami has only played one game in almost a month. 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Right.
Month, yeah.
So for me, that right there is question marks. Like how are they going to play? How are they going to come out? All right. Now set that aside. So everything seems to be pointing towards the Cardinals, right? Here's the thing. I think Miami is a wagon. I think Miami is the best team in the country. Okay. I think that Miami is phenomenal. Why? Because they have a legit top 15 defense that I think can slow down that Cardinals offense. And Miami is the best offensive line in the country. That's it. That's why they're so good. It's not Carson Beck. It's not the skill people. Those people make plays. I get it. But they are making plays because that offensive line dominates people. And they're going to dominate this Cardinals defense. You know, this goes into Mario Cristobal territory, though, right? Like, is this the game that he kind of gives away? Like I said, I circled this game at the beginning of the season because I saw that they were only playing one game in like a month here. So, you know, I'm not laying the 13.5. I'm not taking the 13.5. I think I'm going to tease Miami down to 6.5 because I still think that they just, you know, they come out slow in the first half and then they just push the Cardinals around in the second half. Right. But, you know, I'm also just not taking that 13.5 because I think Miami really could be that good.
I just want to watch this game. I don't have anything on it at all. I will probably be live betting the hell out of it. But
just be careful because, like I said, Miami might start slow. If Miami starts slow and they get behind like 7-0 or something like that, that might be time to start spamming that Miami in-game betting thing.
In-game bet, yeah.
Like I said, they haven't played in a bet.
I like that. I like that a lot, actually.
I like that. I like Minnesota. I'm going to have Minnesota on my card tomorrow too against Nebraska. Again, we've gone over the numbers. They didn't cover last week as a favorite against Maryland. They were really fortunate to win that game. I don't know why and where all the Nebraska love is coming from. That's another team that people are just looking at their record and be like, oh my God, it's Nebraska. And they're 5-1. They must be really, really good. Nebraska's not a bad team. They also haven't really beat anybody. Right. And I don't trust them as a road favorite. And same thing. This is Minnesota. This is PJ Fleck's role, man. This is his role. He's an underdog. It's a primetime game. It's a night game in Minnesota. Like they're going to muck that game up. You look at the game that Nebraska lost, it's because they got pushed around by Michigan. And this Michigan team isn't that good, right? Like that, like we're kind of starting to see that a little bit. So I think Minnesota can do some of the same things to Nebraska. You just got to ask yourself, do I trust Nebraska to win as a favorite 2 weeks in a row? I do not. Do you trust Nebraska to win on the road 2 weeks in a row? I do not. So for me, it's an easy play with the Gophers. And hey, maybe Nebraska's that good. Maybe I'm slow on the draw here, right? And they go out and they win by 2 touchdowns. That very well could happen, but no thanks. This number should be like 3.5, 4.5. Instead, I'm getting over a touchdown with Minnesota in a game that I feel like means a lot more to them as a statement situation than it does for Nebraska.
27-23.
I'm thinking more like 19-17. Like I think Minnesota is going to do what they do. They're going to make it ugly. They're going to, you know, maybe block a punt or do some special team stuff. Like they're just going to grind this game down because that's kind of what the Gophers do.
That's fair. All right, we're going to get out of here. Robert will be back tomorrow, so prepare your notes for the weekend questions. He'll be back tomorrow, Docs Daily. We're going to bounce on out of here. Wish everybody the best of luck today. Don't forget, you get a free $60 account if you're brand new and you have it already. Take advantage of the free $60 account at the website, docsports.com/free60. What do you got going on tonight at the website, Robert?
Again, just NHL small card, but 6 o'clock, baby, 6 o'clock on Thursday. You know that those football plays will be released. I got a big card that you are I'm probably going to have around 35 plays on this weekend's card. I like a lot of stuff going in college, and the stuff that I like in the NFL, I really, really like. So I'm feeling good. 7 out of 10 winning weeks, man. Let's keep it going.
Scott B says it's all that Tony George hype from Nebraska. That's what it is.
That's right.
It's all that Tony George love, man. That's what's got to be what's happening. All right, folks. We'll see you guys tomorrow, 1 o'clock Eastern. Good luck, unless you're against us. Take care.